What's going on, world? Welcome to my podcast. It's Just Different with Ty, where I talk about sports, social, political issues, you name it, everything under the sun. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And please hit the notification bell so you can get updated on all the latest, hottest, newest videos because I'm coming with that fire. Please comment in the section below. And if you want to come on here and have a debate with me, I may entertain it depending what it is. But if you come on here, you better come correct because I ain't going to play no games with you at all. Now, I'm going to get right into this. You know, I was about to record this earlier, but more information is coming out, so I might have to do a follow-up. We'll see. Now, as we know, in Florida, state of Florida, the governor there, Governor Ron Desantis, he basically said, I ain't having no advanced African-American history studies in my state. That is a no-no. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to break things down for y'all, try to make things clear on the little bit of stuff that I gathered and got. All right, so let's get into it.
Welcome to It's Just Different with your host, Ty.
Now, Governor of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis. I didn't really care for him anyway. I feel like I already felt he was a racist just on his thinking. And, you know, it is what it is. So basically, he denied advanced African-American history in the school system, in the Florida school system. He's not having that, and I'm going to read off basically a little bit from a few reports, and then I'm going to break some things down, all right? So it said, Florida officials have blocked the introduction of a new advanced level high school course that teaches African-American history. And the Florida Department of Education basically denied the College Board and said that, it's something that has to do with the course being inaccurate, historically inaccurate. So I said to myself, not knowing personally the governor, but his stance on a lot of things, this is another reason as to why it's important, I felt, first of all, for our community to be in a position, our community to teach our own. You know, it's important for us to have our own schools. See, this is the downfall. I felt one of the downfalls to integration, right? We wanted to learn from the same teachers, same institutions, have the same opportunities, but yet those racist white people control the curriculum of what's being taught and put in the minds of our African kids. So this is why it's important for us to have our own schools, private schools, where our community puts in the money and we can control the curriculum and not get no state or federal funding or anything like that. Because anytime we want to teach true, real history, like as I said, advanced African-American history, we don't have to worry about no politicians trying to strip that away from us. We don't have to worry about, being denied federal or state funding because it may seem too radical to teach our kids about the Black Panther Party movement or, just learn other historical things in America. Now, I said when I first seen it again, the stories are still coming out. Everything's still coming out. About an hour ago, famed lawyer Benjamin Crump himself, along with 3 students, Florida students, they are preparing to file a lawsuit against the governor of Florida for denying the access of this curriculum, this course, to be taught to our kids. And when they said going back on the historical accurate, they one of the reasons they denied it because they wanted to be historically accurate in context. So I said, well, what is this course putting out there, or what is this course, the program saying that they're going to teach our kids? I haven't yet seen the program or anything like that to know that, if this is included in here, if they're going to talk about this, that, and the third. If anybody know what the courses are, please comment in the section and let me know, because again, they didn't say too much. They didn't say too much, but one of the things that I believe the governor, Ron Desantis, said was queer theory. I don't really know too much about. It was just left broad as that, something about the queer theory, and I could go into it more, but I don't know from what stances he's talking about. So I don't want to give a 15-minute lecture and it's totally something different. So until I get more information, I will probably talk more about that. One of the things that I definitely know that he said was abolishing the prison system. Now, if you're Black in America, you know the real history, right? You know how Black people are put in prison at a way higher rate than white people. We know that. We've seen the numbers for decades. This is all part of systemic racism, right? And we could go in. I could go more in. I'm gonna try to save it because Black History Month coming up, and I was gonna talk about the prison system. So I don't want to give too much away because I'm gonna talk about it in another video. But we know about the crime bill. We know about the '90s and everything else. How they were just throwing Black people, just any little thing. You get caught with little weed, a little joint, 10 years, they was just doing whatever. And we know the economics, the money behind that, to keep that going. That's what's one of the things that's making America go, is arresting Black people and a lot of innocent Black people, men and women, throwing them in jail because it's a business. It's a business. It really is. Like I said, I don't want to go into it too much, but it's a business to keep that revolving door going back and forth of having Black people go into the system to where now, even though they try to make it seem like if you have a record, we won't discriminate against you. We know that is not true in most cases, and, so I'm in agreement for that, to the extent of rehabilitation. Because if you really study a lot of these criminals, especially I'm dealing with the African. I'm dealing with the African American. If you look at it, and if you really did a study and really did some research or the backstory of these Black men or these Black women that are in prison, most of them that I've seen or when I've seen stories of them, it's something that is trauma that existed, that went back, the psychological effect. You can literally make that connection to slavery, still the effects of slavery, the psychological, the psyche, the condition of the slave mentality, still that contributes to the mind. And we never really had no therapy to deal with that. It was just right after slavery, boom, you out there now. You got to deal with Jim Crow, Red Line, Black Hole. You got to deal with all this. And in the midst of all of that, you lash out and other different things. And then we're going to take this from you. We're going to take that from you. We're not going to give you this. All those different things. Some people may want to call it a cop-out. It is what it is. Everybody can agree to disagree. But I can pretty much say that for African people in this country, all of our shortcomings, all of our mental health, all of our ills is contributed to white supremacy, to systemic racism. That's a fact. It's a fact. That doesn't mean you can't go to a higher education, go to college. That doesn't mean you can't read, but all of our ills stem from that transatlantic slave trade. It's a fact. That's a fact. Again, I could debate with anybody. Like I said, depending what the topic is, I'll go back and forth with you. I know a few people are gonna be in the comment section, and that's basically what it is. That's what I feel about it. So you're dealing with that, the psychological reasons where I feel prison isn't in most cases probably not the option. People need. I'm pretty sure this course is probably talking about how our people need probably more mental health dealing with being a Black person in America and why the prison system isn't the answer. That's what I assume. That's what I think. The other issue that the governor had an issue with, from what I've seen, and again, I already did 2 videos about it, and more likely, I'm probably going to do more videos about it. I've heard an article basically refer to reparations or talk about reparations. And he was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. He was totally against that. Again, I told y'all, as time is going forward, now you got this new young wave of generation that's not taking no crap. That's saying that we not on it. Where can you please just talk to us? We don't want no laws saying that we're gonna have a discussion or we're gonna think about or we're gonna just put people together and just come up with a number and just say, yo, this is what it was, and we leaving it at that. We did look into it. You're dealing with a whole new wave, a whole new mindset, a revolutionary mindset of young African people, that's coming up in the ranks, and they saying, now we want it. We want it. We want it. It's basically like when I seen Tupac did a video real quick, and he was talking about you being a person being outside and hungry and knowing that in this room, people are throwing ham and salami and turkey around, just throwing food, so many amounts of food, and you just asking. And then after a while, it comes from singing and chanting. After for a while, it's like, yo, we want you just kicking down the door. You wanted that. And that's how the Black youth is now, and I love it. Yo, we was asking then so many decades ago to give us reparations. We was asking for something that was done to us. Every other race received some type of reparation package, right? America even contribute to other races, other racist groups, other ethnicities, other nationalities, people that were enslaved or whatever have you. America put basically pacts together to give them money, but yet here in America, African people was enslaved for 400 or 500 years, and nothing was given to them. Nothing. Just right after slavery, boom. So I love that energy. I love that energy, and I'm definitely in agreement for the reparations, abolish the prison system, But again, it's making so many people money. That prison system, that prison pipeline system is making so many people rich. That's what's driving this country. Again, if you take away or if they truly stop this thing where they just mass incarceration and just locking Black people up and all this other stuff, ain't gonna be too much need for lawyers and this and that, because this is where they how they eat. So again, I'll go into that in another video. Now, the governor. Like I said, I've always felt this man was a straight racist, not because he's a Republican. I don't care. I'm not a Democrat. I ain't a Republican. I don't think neither party do anything for the interest of Black people. So, It's not a thing where I'm a Democrat and I just want to know. I just his stance on a lot of things. I felt that this man was a proud racist, and that's what it is. And so I'm gonna read off something too, right? To show. Besides this, even when you deal with another race, because Governor Ron DeSantis, I'm gonna give you his view on Christopher Columbus. Okay? Christopher Columbus. Or his real name, I think it's like Cristobal Colon or something like that. Now, last year, I believe, or the year before, on which they name it Christopher Columbus Day, really indigenous, I call it Indigenous Day. He basically, on Christopher Columbus displayed courage, determination, and perseverance when he sailed the ocean blue more than 500 years ago. This is what the governor of Florida allegedly said. Now, I say allegedly, even though it's he said it, but you just got to say it. And he's talking about the plight of Christopher Columbus coming to America. Now, again, the governor of Florida wants to deny this advanced African American history course on the premises of the historical accurate content. Because, again, he felt that there's things in there that's not historically correct. Yet, here is the governor of Florida saying that Christopher Columbus basically sailed the sea, the ocean blue, came to America. And we all know from a historical aspect, historical event, Christopher Columbus never stepped foot on American soil. I'll say that again. Christopher Columbus never sailed foot on American soil. But he wants to talk about the African American course, right? History course, about it being in its proper context historically. But he still saying lies about Christopher Columbus. He never sailed foot. Never stepped a foot on American soil at all. You don't know this? You're the governor? He knows this. Of course he knows this. Of course he knows this. I'm going to tell you what this is about, that whole Christopher Columbus thing. You know what it's about? It's about Christopher Columbus slaughtering African people and Native Americans. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. He, when he said displayed courage, determination, and perseverance, and he even argued, the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, pushed back on people that was saying, why are you highlighting this man? And he pushed back. No, he pushed back. And that's because he agreed with that type of savage mentality to just kill people, mass genocide, all these different things. If you don't believe me, I suggest you go do your research, right? Pick up a book, because there's a lot of books. So pick up this book. This is one of my favorite books, all right? This is by John Henrik Clarke, okay? This is a must read right here. John Henrik Clarke. The title is Christopher Columbus and the African Holocaust, Slavery and the Rise of European Capitalism, okay? Get this book right here. It's a masterpiece, and you'll read all the things you need to know about this great, so-called great explorer, Christopher Columbus, all right? Who murdered millions of Africans, okay? He even was writing letters back to the Queen. The documentation is still there. They have it. It's on display when he basically talking about, it's going to be easy to kill, it's going to be easy to convert these people. And we're going to just, slaughter millions of them. If they resist, the religion, we're just going to slaughter them. And that's what he did. And this is who the governor is praising, because he slaughtered millions of Africans. That's what this is about. He don't want what Ron DeSantis is saying is, I don't want these black kids in Florida, anywhere, but since he's the governor of Florida, I don't want these black kids to know their true history. I don't want these black kids to know about the full context of white supremacy. I don't want these black kids to know about systemic racism. I don't want these black kids to understand knowledge of self with books like this. Again, John Henrik Clarke, you have to get this. He wrote this book, again, Christopher Columbus and the African Holocaust. Must read book. So that's what this is about, and I hope the lawyer, Mr. Benjamin Crump, I hope him and I know it's 3 students, Florida students. I'm pretty sure by tomorrow it's going to be 30, and that will file a lawsuit against the governor for stopping this advanced course so we can learn our history, and he has an issue with that. But hopefully people will make enough noise. Black people will make enough noise. Will, march and protest and do different things to bring more awareness to them and put their back in the corner, whatever we have to do, by any means necessary, like the great El Hajj Malik Shabazz says. But I just wanted to talk about that, real quick. And thank you guys for watching. It's Just Different with Ty. Again, make sure you like and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell, all right? So I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace and love.